A moment of silence for one of our lost key species. We are at Beaver Bridge, Sacajawea Park. Don't actually know the cause of the death of the beaver. We're going to try to see if we can find out if this beaver was shot. We are concerned about that. This is rare to find beaver in our streams that are dead, because they're either stolen and killed and trapped and taken, but rarely do they die that we ever see. And worst of all, they live a long time if undisturbed. So we're concerned. This is not notch. Some of our beaver here are marked and have noticeable markings on them. This is not one of those. So we're again going to try to see if we can see what kind of death occurred. Moment of silence again. Here we are in the Lorax Beaver Wildlife Refuge. Here's one of our beaver, very large beaver. See his anal and sexual region there. Basically, I did a preliminary autopsy looking for evidence of trapping, claw trapping especially. There was no evidence of that. Did some other examination of other vital areas. Because a large beaver, what could have gotten it? It would have to have been a large wound or a very precise small one. And of course, it appears that's what we found. Small caliber rifle or high-speed small caliber rifle right behind the brain. In the throat and brain area, that's what it appears. Probably entrance and exit, but right there is part of what we're submitting as the entrance and our evidence that this beaver was most likely shot. This beaver is in a level of decay that, considering the tools I have available, I do not wish to, or have the ability right now, to go into the animal to seek out the bullet remains. But we'll see. That may happen. But right now, this is our first confirmed killed beaver that was not trapped and taken and skinned. This was apparently, for whatever sick reason, shot. Very large beaver. You know, unless you think the rock chucks hang out in the water a lot, and shouldn't confuse them. And also, of course, the size. Give you some example of size. Here we are right there. There's my finger. So small caliber entry. And I may look for more or other evidence, but you know, it takes much to kill somebody. Sometimes it just takes the right place. So, again, just looking for entry rooms, vital areas of the beaver. Scraping the skin off, trying to see what demise led to the death of this beaver, which is very rare. In terms of actually finding a dead beaver in a river, it's the first one in 10 years, maybe 20 years. Beaver don't tend to, they go off, I guess, to the graveyards of the great beaver, kind of like the elephants used to, before we destroyed all their sacred death burial areas or places to go die. But regardless, very large beaver. Well, not a very large beaver, but a full-size adult beaver in this region, probably, I guess, to be 70, 80 pounds, maybe. big beaver, and apparently it was shot in a vital area and succumbed and died, and was caught up here in Sacajawea Park, Pocatello. Sacajawea Park by Beaver Bridge. Lorax Beaver Wildlife Refuge. What we may be looking at here is a little trauma from blood clotting inside the neck area. Beaver do have a variety of coloration, like humans, I guess, too. A lot of things we don't see under the fur. But this area does look like a bit of coagulation internally, which of course I believe this is at least a wound that added to this beaver's demise. We are taking a little picture of the teeth, the incisors. Give a little evidence that there seems to be no indication of any dietary issues regarding the beaver's ability to eat, to forage. Like we were saying, there seems to be no claw trap information, evidence, just the entry, projectile hole, and maybe an exit in through the mouth or the back of the top of the skull, or just lodged itself in there. Could have been even just a small caliber .22. Or something like that. Obviously all the red blood and everything else has already been washed away from its time being in the river. But still concerned about people abusing wildlife. And of course, yes, we can have guns in Idaho, but we shouldn't indiscriminately kill anything just for the sake of shooting off our guns. Enough of my commentary today. We will weep for this beaver, as we weep for the people in eastern Idaho. Thank you.